Hello YouTube, Dallas Gamer here with another Helldivers 2 video. Now, why the recent suddenly quick upload is because there's something I forgot to mention when I was giving my thoughts on the new Warbond, and that is I'm very glad that when this Warbond was coming out, it also came out with a bunch of buffs, and I was super happy to hear that the developers they kind of listened to the community, and I feel like what I said in my last Warbond Thoughts video about the military police one. I said that the stun mechanics it needs a little more guaranteed, and that's exactly what the developers of Helldivers 2 did. They basically buffed the stun, and almost every stun mechanic weapons, they really got a nice buff. So now the stun mechanic really does feel guaranteed. And as I stated, Helldivers 2 is a PvE game, and then in a PvE game, you as the player, you kind of get away with being a little overpowered because you're not finding real players. You're finding essentially AI bots that feels no gamer rage at all. So as a result, it's kind of important in the PvE game to give the player that power fantasy that you are an overpowered individual. You're basically Superman in this game. And Helldivers 2, so far, so good. Me, I was kind of disappointed way back then, way back when Helldivers 2 was getting a bunch of weird nerfs. Because to me, when it comes to nerfs in PvE games, I always find that very weird because it's not a PvP game where you're fighting other players. You're essentially fighting AI enemies. So to me, I always find that weird when it comes to nerfs. But I'm very happy to see Helldivers 2 going on the right track, realizing that's a PvE game and it's important to give the players a power fantasy. That being said, here what I'm recording is me essentially admiring the laser sentry, and hopefully, just like before, with the stun mechanic, hopefully the developers they could listen to the Helldivers 2 community about the laser sentry. Now, without a doubt, and I feel like this is universally agreed on, the laser sentry is definitely a looker. In other words, I really like the design. I like the design of the laser sentry. It's very epic. It's very nice, and I could see the laser sentry being used like a spotter sentry because in this game, lasers are kind of very bright, and when it hits an enemy, it also catch the enemies on fire, and no matter what type of enemy it is. So the laser sentry is definitely going to be useful, especially in night, yeah, night mission modes where it's very dark and hard to see. But with the laser and the way it shines in game and the way it catches enemies on fire, it'll definitely be like an awesome spotter scout sentry, if that makes any sense, like a recon sentry. So it's definitely gonna highlight enemies with this unique sentry. And my only complaint right now, in my opinion, it's a straight 8 out of 10. The only drawbacks, and I've been noticing this, and a lot of people were saying on this online, especially on YouTube, is that the laser sentry it has this weird mechanic of overheating where if it continuously fire too long, it's gonna overheat and it's gonna self-destruct. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that because it's just to prevent the laser sentry from being overpowered. Because if I'm correct, the laser guard dog it could fire indefinitely, like it could basically fire forever without overheating, without any recharge, etc., etc. But to balance the guard dog, it's light pen and it could definitely catch enemies on fire, but it has low damage and light pen. Now, the laser sentry, it has heavy penetration, so it could take out like heavy bots, maybe chargers, I believe, and maybe Bio Titan. I'm not exactly sure because sometimes the Bio Titan it acts like a real tank, so it it will have some issues, but I haven't seen it enough yet. But I could definitely take out. the Devastators in the bot front, the heavy units. And because of the overheat mechanic and because the way the game is, like it's a horde game, let's be real. Like you're basically one player or four players fighting against a hordes of enemies. So because of that, this laser sentry, the overheat mechanic, it brings up a little too quickly. And in my last video, I discussed how I kind of want to see this overheat mechanic like kick in a little later once it starts firing. In other words, it will take a while to overheat. Right now, it feels like the overheat mechanic kicks in too early or too fast. So as a result, it burns out very quickly. I kind of want to see this overheat mechanic a little slower, if that makes any sense. Like I want to see the laser sentry last a little longer. And right now the cooldown, in my opinion, is very good. I managed to play around with the laser sentry ever since I unlocked it, and I've been having fun with it, and I love it. And like I said, it acts like a spotter because of the nature of the laser weapon. So it literally will tell you, hey, over here, there's an enemy here, and it will quote unquote highlight the enemies for you. In other words, catch the enemies on fire for you. So I really love the laser sentry, the way it mechanically in game works. But yeah, I feel like it needs a slight buff. It needs that the overheat mechanic. It needs to like kick in a little later. Like it needs to last a little longer. That's my only wish for now. So guys, yeah, this is my only rant for this video, but hope you like the footage that you see here of me admiring the laser weapon. So yeah, and please put a comment down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. Helldivers Gamer, over and out.